Alright guys, this is the fifth take that I am doing this because OBS decides to no longer work for me. I love OBS. Now, today's thing is all about sharing how I play the game of Overwatch and various other games, but we'll focus on the Overwatch side of things right now. And I'm going to show you my settings and everything just because I find it, hilarious that people don't play the same I do. And the way I play is called hybrid, where I play both on a controller and a mouse. And a lot of people, when they first hear this, always tend to freak out. Playing on a controller and a mouse and not a keyboard and a mouse, you're wacko, you're sick, you should be banned for it. And it's just oh so hilarious to me. Anyways, going on from that, let's look at the mouse. DPI for my mouse is at 1600. Going from there, we're gonna look at the keybinds that I've set and in place. If you want to do a quick copy and paste, whatever you want, there's view 1, here's view 2. The reason why I am using this mouse is because the amount of buttons that it provides, and just overall every other action I can dream of. This is the G502, if you don't know. I have the wireless one because, wireless is the best way to go. I can't speak. From here, I don't really do lighting on the mouse. It just wastes too much battery. But we're looking at all of this, 1600. Give you one good last glance here, then we'll go into the in-game itself. Using my handy dandy controller here, the Series Elite 2, this is one of the newer versions. I'm only playing with one set of paddles and on the second trigger lock. You don't need Elite 2 or any other really super high-end controller. Just use whatever's comfy for you. This is what's comfy for me. But on the back, it allows me to... That's not right. But I'm able to crouch, and typically I'm supposed to pull up my wheel, but I don't have it bound. I'm going through a lot of setting changes. But I play with the controller in my lap. I can use the joystick to move around. I can throw a mine. I can detonate a mine. Crouch, jump, move, the basics. And then everything on my mouse is everything else. Like I can throw a trap, shoot, melee, reload. I can even swap heroes if I so wish, just all through my mouse. I can ping through my mouse. I can use my interact, so if I'm playing someone like Torb, I can just pop out the turret, do what I need, and then pop turret from there. Now, when it comes to doing the whole hybrid thing, it is very much of a hurdle of just like mental, like what button should be what. And it all comes down to comfort and just personal feel. So example would be, I feel way more comfortable with my melee being as front forward on the side of my mouse as possible, and have my reload right by it. And then same on the controller side. You can do anything with this kind of setup, much like a keyboard. Now, it takes a lot to get there. It takes a lot. especially on some characters like Ball, where my shields are my crouch, and my slam is on my scroll wheel. There's a lot of changes like that that you just kind of got to go through each character and figure out. But once you do figure it out, it's pretty easy sales. It's super easy. So, for example, I'll give you my rat settings. I'm at 6, just 6 in-game sense, and a lot of this may look weird and wacky. Got this whole list here. Go to communication, and it looks basically the same, except for that is wrong. And if I am correct,
Dipstick.
there we go. I even fixed something in there for you, just so you can understand how to really get this to work. Or at least just a little setting I forgot to fix. There is one setting that you do have to have on if you're gonna be doing this style of play. And this is for all heroes. It's all gonna be the same. When you pull up to this area of your menu, you're going to click under the controller tab. You're going to click advanced. Pull up a big list here for you. And you got to look for one that is force keyboard and mouse right here. Flip that on. After you flip that on, you're good to go. Now what this setting does is if I'm playing the game, you can see down in the corners and on my ult that the game's kind of freaking out, like it doesn't know what input to really go with, and it'll trip you up, especially with like some characters like Zen. It will really trip up Zen a lot, because I'm trying to Discord, and it's just not working the way I want to. So I just go back here, flip on the funny setting, and then I can do whatever I want. Now, if you do start doing this style of play and everything, people will yell at you, they will get mad at you and tell you that it is a bannable offense. It is not. It is a intended way of playing the game, considering the fact that they have a whole setting for it. So I recommend trying it. I think it's better than keyboard and mouse anyway. It gives you movement all on one finger. But besides that, that's the entire setting setup. I will really encourage you guys to test it out and try it for yourself. It is a very inquired pace to play though. It just comes down to really testing on how you want everything, all the settings for each character. I only showed like maybe one character. Sure, I'll do it right now, live, no editing. I'll give you another character. I will give you a weird one. I'll give you Sigma.
Why ask questions when you could just obey?
Sigma is one of the weirder characters, because just the way in general I have them set up. So, first thing I have is experimental barrier. Where is it? Oh, reload will call back experimental barrier. It's just something I do. I like to send out barrier and call it back constantly, because I have the mind of a lizard. Very basic BA. I have my suck on scroll wheel down. I have rock on my right click typically where the secondary fire would be for PC. Interact is left. Primary fire is left click, very common. Secondary fire though is trigger. That is the barrier itself, and this is where a lot of people can't grasp it because just characters like Sigma are kind of a lot to deal with anyways. But I figured out the way on how to juggle them for me. I'll give you guys one more wacky one. Ball, actually.
Weapons operational. Grapple primed. Hamster pumped.
Okay, so Ball here is the wackiest one. Because he is a completely different moveset. He is completely different in the style of play. The button layout is completely different. At least in mentally it is. So for crouch, I actually have on scroll wheel down. To me, this is the easiest way to do ball. If you're trying to do easy slams, just scroll wheel down. Easiest thing you'll ever do. Jump is still A. To roll around in the ball, or to go from robot mode to auto or to like vehicle mode, is set on my trigger, and my shield is actually on my B, on my crouch. Ult is still the same, and then everything else is very vanilla from there. It's just my style of play is, in my opinion, smooth. At least for me it is. There are some characters that will trip you up. If you can figure out a better way to do them, I will hold you to it. And right now, one of those characters is Echo for me. Just because of there's so many things that you have to juggle, so many things that you have to kind of figure out on how to place them, what the placement of everything is. So characters like Echo might trip you up. But if you can figure out the best way to do it, all power to you. If you like, you can even share it to me and I'll give it a shot. But for my zero editing video here that I just created for you, I really hope that you enjoyed it. Take away with what you will. Use this information. I highly suggest that you guys do this for yourselves. It is a very unique style of play. You do have to go through your own mental and figure out what buttons go where, what's comfy for you. Some people like their melee on their scroll wheel. Some people like crouch on their scroll wheel. It just comes down to whatever you feel is best. So if you can get through all those mental barriers and just really give in some time to it, it's a really great play style. Thank you guys for watching, giving me a chance to show you what my settings are. And yeah, see you in the next game.